these are potato plants.
Yeah.
You see that? You can see the potatoes right here. So all we're gonna do is just pull up the plants, toss the plant, make sure there's no potatoes. When you pull them up, sometimes you get potatoes on the bottom. So we'll pull that guy off and then toss the plants. And then we're gonna have to dig for the rest. Hi guys, today we're gonna be harvesting all of our potatoes. We planted these back at, I believe it's the end of April, beginning of May. So they've been in the ground for about 3.5 months. And I could technically leave them in longer, but the plants are really starting to get diseased. Something's been in here eating them or doing like pushing them around, I'm not sure. So we just want to get these out of the ground, started curing so we can store them so we have potatoes to eat all winter. How do you know when your potatoes are ready to harvest? What will happen is your potatoes will grow and then sometimes they'll start to flower. They don't always flower, but they'll start to flower, some of them. And then about 2 to 3 weeks after they flower is when you can start to harvest them. And you'll get little baby potatoes. But the plants will continue to grow a little bit and then the plants start to die back. Once you see them starting to die back, you can go ahead and harvest. But you can let the plants die fully back to the ground, totally dead, and your potatoes will still be okay in the ground, as long as you don't have pests going after them. So I've got the family out here today and we're going to harvest all these potatoes. We'll give a weight at the end to see, because I planted about 20 pounds of potatoes back here, so I'm really curious to see how much we get. After we harvest these potatoes, there's one more step we have to do before we can store them for the winter, and that is curing them. And I'll show you about that after this.
Here, we put those in the bag.
You can give me a nice cup over there. Teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Teamwork makes the dream work. That's right, buddy.
There's so many in this pack. Oh, my, this one got scarred.
That's okay. We'll sort them all after. We're going to sort them. Anything with a scar we'll eat right away.
Why do they have this little mark on it?
What mark? The potato scab. It's just like a little bit of a disease. It's okay.
A disease?
Whoa, I totally sliced that one. See? So you got to be careful.
Mommy, I got same metal.
What?
I got same metal here, and the whole time I got the same metal.
Well, good thing you're tough.
Yeah, I don't care about it. I'm just fine
It's
with it.
fine right here.
Yeah, I said I'm fine with it.
You get used to it.
I'm only used to it.
I think next year I might try what Jess from Roots and Refuge does. It's like the modified roost out. So she does this, then she puts the potatoes on top and then straws them to hill them. So when it comes time to dig, you don't have to dig, you just move the straw away.
So that makes kind of sense.
Yeah. I mean, digging potatoes is fun, but if you're...
Okay, I think I'm done my row.
Okay, you can start moving up the next row or you can start digging them up. Whatever you want, bud.
I'll dig them up. Why is it so hot out?
Because it's summertime.
Here, Scarlett.
Oh, right through it.
Dang.
You're really having a problem here.
It's okay. Why, that be good.
Why is that good?
Well, because you don't they find it, you record it, and also you can eat it. You can
Yeah,
eat
we'll be eating potatoes for days now, guys.
Mom, why did you plant this much?
Because we can store them all winter. We don't have to buy any potatoes. Potatoes run out at the grocery store. We're not going
There's
to
your
run out.
rooting one.
I guess we have a grocery
Yeah.
store. Mommy, we're using grocery store, but instead of money, it costs what?
That's right. It's
Called
Go ahead.
sweat equity.
Yeah.
You're going to say the same thing.
Down a half smush.
Be back, Mom.
An half smush beetle.
Protein.
You need to fully smush them now.
No.
Well, here's the other.
Stop.
They're not even rotten either.
No, it's funny how some rot and some don't, hey?
Well, I put all mine in the basket.
This one's rotten over here.
All right.
I just pulled up.
It's not how you do it. No, not me. I'm not.
Oh, of course I got one, finally.
That was your first one? Well,
Yeah.
you're doing all right then. I've probably already gotten 3 or 4. Just a little after shot of all the potatoes pulled up. Here's the final haul. And now we're gonna take them back to be sorted and then we can cure them. gone through and sorted everything. Anything that had gotten a fork hole or we stabbed it with a spade, we've just gone and put those to the side. Some of them I'll just cut off and we can eat the rest of it. Anything else that kind of went through the middle, we have pigs, so they're gonna get that. And then we've just gone ahead and kept all the good ones. Anything that has, you know, some of the skin's been rubbed, but that's what the whole curing process is going to do. It's going to toughen up these skins, scab these over so that the potato is able to store. Any sort of dirt clumps like this, I knock a little bit off, but I don't rub too hard. Once it's dried, you're able to knock those pieces of dirt off a lot better. Now, if you see some potatoes like this is called potato scab. It's unsightly, but it's perfectly edible. Just go ahead and peel these ones. I don't like to eat it. It can be very tough, but everything inside is still good, and these will still stay and store for the winter. We grew 2 types of potatoes this year. The yellow ones are a Yukon Gold, and these red ones are called a Red Pontiac. What I noticed is the Yukon Gold, we had a lot less potatoes, but they were a lot bigger. Whereas with the Red Pontiacs, we got a lot more of like just the medium-sized ones, which are okay. We perfectly like those as well. We went ahead and weighed them, and the grand total is 239 pounds. Surprisingly, the Yukon Gold, we got 94 pounds of the Yukon Gold. And then it was, I think, 135 pounds of the Red Pontiac. So it was very, very close. We did get more of these red ones, and I think if we would have let these red ones go longer, they would have gotten bigger. But we just like to have a variety anyways. So I mean, 10 pounds of Yukon Gold planted when 94 pounds harvested, it's a pretty good amount. The last step before we can go ahead and store our potatoes is what's called curing them. And that is putting them in a cool, dark place for about 10 to 14 days to let these skins harden up so that they can go ahead and last us as long as we can, hopefully through the winter. So you won't want to put them into like a cardboard box altogether. It's best to try to lay them out on something. I'm going to go ahead and use my shelves here that I use to grow everything in the spring. This is my grow room, and it's a very good multi-purpose room. I'll still come out and check on them every few days in case some are rotting. You want to get those ones out of there. Another little thing with the potatoes is some of these smaller ones, they'll still cure, but they won't store as long. So I cure them all, and then I'll just try to eat the little ones up and save the bigger ones for later in the winter. All right, so we have everything kind of set up here. You can put them fairly close together. You just don't want to have too many touching. You want to allow the skins to have airflow in order to harden. I couldn't get everything fit everything there. These ones will be okay because I'm probably just going to eat them up here, and the rest of these can hopefully cure and we will store for the winter. And if you want to see us planting all of these potatoes, check out this video where my son and I planted them all 3.5 months ago. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.